Welcome to A Course in Business Miracles. This is Heather Dominick, creator of BusinessMiracles.com and founder and leader of the highly sensitive entrepreneur movement. Join me today for some genuine practical assistance and a business-altering and life-changing experience, a business miracle. This is A Course in Business Miracles, episode 32, the business miracle of mid-year persistence and perseverance. Learn why staying persistent and persevering through the second half of the year, including the fun summer months, is important for your growth as a highly sensitive entrepreneur. So again, we're here to focus on the importance of mid-year persistence and perseverance. So first of all, let me just share a bit about what I'm really referring to when I'm talking about the importance of mid-year persistence and perseverance. And what we need to, or would be helpful to get focused to first, is what's the big deal about the mid-year? So first of all, we want to acknowledge that what tends to happen at this time of the year, and particularly for those of us in the northern hemisphere where it's summer. So we have within us, each of us, most likely some form of training, probably at least 12 years of training, to utilize the energy of the summer to relax and kick back and have some fun and be on vacation. And that's fabulous and fantastic and wonderful. And what I've also come to see and to understand is that for entrepreneurs, that training can end up working against you. So what we want to do is, rather than try to resist the training, learn how to use it as an asset rather than a hindrance. So in order to do that, it's also helpful to recognize that this time of the year and the energy of this time of the year tends to go even deeper in ourselves than our 12 years of training. 12 years of training referring to kindergarten to your senior year in high school or A-levels or whatever type of traditional school training you experienced. But the deeper training is really ancient. It's an ancient cellular training. Just who we are as human beings and our cellular makeup and the natural rhythm of the seasons calls on us to behave differently at this time of the year. Thinking back to times when the rhythm of society was governed by the seasons, what we're really looking at in these months of June, July, and August, stereotypically, is we have summer solstice on June 21st, and we have midsummer harvest at the beginning of August. So our ancient training is that this is the time of year to be outside more. The days are longer. We have more light. So we're coming off of months that were about focusing and being inward and being inside. And this time of the year, again, ancient rhythm in ourselves is that now it's time to be outside, to really be working the abundance of the crops and to be taking time to harvest and gather and breathing fresh air and being in the sunlight. And all of this is fabulous and fantastic and wonderful. And again, what I've come to see and to understand is that this time of year can really end up working against an entrepreneur. I've seen this and experienced this for myself and for hundreds and hundreds that I've coached with. So what I see tends to happen is because of this internal and cellular training, we end up going into usually one of two types of reactions. One reaction might be that we feel a bit rebellious and resentful. And we're feeling like, our efforts that we have put into our business so far this year aren't really fully paying off. Maybe we're not exactly where it is that we wanted to be by this time of the year. And so we just start feeling like, oh my gosh, what is the point? And is this even worth it? And, everything that I've tried to create, it isn't really happening, and forget it. And really, what's the point? And I'm out of here, and I'm just going to go out for lunch, and, I'm going to take off. I don't want to give any more attention to this. And we end up rebelling really, truly against ourselves. We start to forget about our systems. We become loose and lackadaisical. And again, maybe we're just reacting in frustration, and our response is take off. That's one of two reactions that I see. The other reaction that I see is that wanderlust kicks in. So we start to look outside ourselves for the answer. We start to look for ways to fix or patchwork what hasn't yet taken place for us. We think, gosh, everything that I'm doing, it isn't working. It's not getting me where I want to go. So let me look at, another training, another program, another book, another workshop. Yes, that's where the answer must be. Or we start to think of, well, you know what, this business model isn't working. This marketing isn't working. So let me do different marketing. Let me try a different model. Let me forget what it is that I was doing, or what's my purpose really to begin with. I don't know who I am. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And neither of those reactions serve. So the key is to remember that the power is always in response rather than in react. So it's very interesting because the guidance card that I drew today, I was like, so beautiful, because this is just how the universe works. So first of all, this training call is something that I had planned and was intentional about delivering, and knew that I was going to be delivering this focus for this training call today. And last night was actually when I mapped out the outline. So the fact that the card that I drew for myself this morning out of the Ascended Masters deck by Doreen Virtue, I just had to share with you. So the card that I drew was the Ascended Master of Lu, L-U-G-H. And Lu is a representative of persistence. Of course, I kid you not. So before I go into the actions of today's training, I wanted to read to you a little bit more about the Ascended Master Lu. And this is what the description has to say. Through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams manifest into form. This is a time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Lu and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of your progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help you to break larger projects into smaller steps so that you'll feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step that you take. Persistence pays off. Stick with it. Additional meanings for this card: overcome procrastination tendencies and take action today. Stick to your priorities and promises. Chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action steps. Stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested. Commit to your dreams for the long haul. And more about the Ascended Master Lu. Lu is a Celtic sun god of harvest time whose name means the Shining One. His Celtic festival called Lunasa is celebrated worldwide at the end of every summer. Legend says that Lu was renowned as a master of many crafts, including art, poetry, and healing. Call upon Lu to help with mastering anything you're learning, as well as for enjoying bountiful harvests of abundance. So, really? And the answer is yes, really. That is the card that I drew for today. And again, I just absolutely love it because that is how the universe works. So, for ourselves, the importance of mid-year persistence and perseverance is because this time of year is so often just ignored or misused by so many people, right? It's even why in our society that there's all of these jokes about New Year's resolutions, right? It's so accepted to go into the new year like, I'm going to set a resolution. Ha, ha, ha. I just never stick to my resolutions. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, look at that. It's February, and my resolutions are already gone. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, well, just have to start again next year. And the pattern just continues and continues and continues. And every year, magazines publish articles about how to stick to your New Year's resolutions. And every year, people don't. So the key is that as an entrepreneur, you have already chosen to live life differently. So if you want to operate as an average entrepreneur or as an average person, then this time of the year you let yourself be taken off course and you let yourself be taken down, and maybe you look back and you go, oh, gosh, I'm just like, wow, those goals, those just, what happened there? Oh, well, I guess this is the path that I'm on. Oh, well, I guess there's nowhere to go but exactly how things have been going. Look at that. There's all of this evidence of why I can't have what I want. I guess I'll never change. New Year's resolutions. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Break the pattern. Nope, can't do it. Or you step up as an entrepreneur and you recognize the value of this time of year, and you use the energy available for you at this time of year to do a really honest, clear review and assessment. Perhaps, as you've also heard me speak about in different contexts, is the year that I crossed the six-figure mark in my business. I, first of all, did not have the experience of, say, generating $85,000 one year and then the next year generating $100,000. That's not what happened for me. I went from generating about $70,000 one year to generating between $225 and $250 the following year. The year that I crossed the six-figure mark in July, at that time, I was still on track to do and generate exactly what I had generated the year before. So mid-year, I had generated about $30,000, $35,000. What was different about that year is that in mid-year, I made a decision. I made a decision that I was going to shift course and that this was going to be the year that I was going to cross the six-figure mark. And I remember it so clearly. And honestly, between you and I, at the beginning of that year, this was in 2008, I did not make a decision. I did not say that I was going to cross the six-figure mark. I wasn't really thinking about it. But because of what had taken place for me in my business those first 6 months, as well as what had taken place for me personally, mindset shifts that I had experienced, new modalities and tools that I had acquired, people that I had met, I made a decision. I was like, nope, I'm going to do it. So it was the second half of that year, July to December, that brought me across that six-figure mark. As I'm sure you can imagine, I did not just keep doing things the way that I had been doing them the first 6 months of that year. Rather than using this time of year to get taken off course, wake up in September with a hangover, and be like, where did the boys this summer go? Oh gosh, wow. It's September, which is really October, because that's when the weather tends to really change. And then, oh no, now the year's almost over. Now I really feel bad. Rather than that, we tap into the power and the energy of this time of year and have it work for you.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Course in Business Miracles. If you're ready to learn how to use your highly sensitive abilities to support you in being purposeful, profitable, and empowered rather than scattered, poor, and undervalued, take my free self-quiz to find out if you are indeed a highly sensitive entrepreneur. And if you are, along with your quiz results, you'll receive my free HSE Success Guide, which will teach you how to have your highly sensitive abilities working for you to create the results you desire in your business. Take the quiz and receive your free success guide now at www.hsequiz.com.